Hello there, I'm Azmi Abadi bin Azman, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about seafood and the pandemic, moving from shock to stability. But before that, let us skim through the table of contents to give you a glimpse of what I'm going to present about. Based on the article, these are the major issues that I have summarized faced by the aquaculture industry during this pandemic. One of the major factors leading to the issues mentioned are rules and regulations set by the government in response to the COVID-19 pandemic, which are staying at home, prohibited unnecessary shopping, no gathering, and permitted movement only. If people are advised to stay at home and restricted from moving during the pandemic, it would leave the market empty with high amount of excessive supply of fish at storage, therefore would lead to surplus, that is low demand and high supply. Hence, with companies not able to distribute and sell their products like normal, means that they will lose profit and not able to maintain production as per usual. The next factor that contributed to the issues mentioned was the increase in production costs, which consists of material costs, processing costs, and even labor costs. This is because during the pandemic, materials availability are very limited, which leaves producers to have to compete for the materials in order to proceed with their businesses without knowing the outcome of their products being sold completely or not. Other than that, labors during the pandemic are very expensive as they also have families and commitment to tend to. Hence, industry have to spend a ton amount of cash in order to process their materials into marketable products. Moving on are the effects caused by these problems, which includes consumers' shortage on fish products, low seafood supply, and protein deficiency. The first effect is that consumers will be low on fishery products due to the limited stock of fish distributed from time to time. During this pandemic, not many countries excel in fish production and supply. Therefore, they have to import it from another country, which is difficult during these times due to several constraints. Moving on is low seafood supply. This is because during this pandemic, entries to other countries are strictly prohibited in order to prevent disease from spreading. Other than that, most companies are closed due to bankruptcy as they cannot maintain their profit. Therefore, industries cannot export the products like the usual amounts due to these constraints. Lastly is protein deficiency. Fishes are known to be the number one protein supply for us. Therefore, with a lack of protein consumption, symptoms such as joint pain, stunt growth, as well as bone fracture may occur. Therefore, to overcome these problems, I have proposed several methods and solutions that can help. The first solution that I recommend is by decreasing work hours in a shift and increase work shift. If there are many work shifts, means that more workers with different skill sets can work in the industry, which prevent unemployment from occurring. Based on the work hours, employers should give the salaries based on the employees' work hours to avoid from underpayment. The second solution is by focusing on the nearest market to distribute. As mentioned, due to the movement restriction and constraints, companies will not be able to export their products to other countries. Hence, if distributed to nearest outlet, their supply will be utilized efficiently without resulting into surplus, as well as earning profit rather than losing. The last method is by learning numerous preservation methods of fish, since there will always be excess fish owned by the industries. This is so that the fish will not rot and go to waste and can also be sold at a reasonable price whenever, because the preserved fish can last up to months and even years. If the method is not implemented, without a doubt, hundreds and thousands of harvested fish will not be sold, which will lead to waste and loss in several aspects of the industry. In a nutshell, the COVID-19 pandemic really put a toll on the aquaculture industry. Nonetheless, people will always find a way to overcome those adversities and rise to the top so that aquaculture will keep on rising to be the number one protein supplier in the world. Hence, as a student and future producer, I'm glad to receive these opportunities and experience situations like this and overcome it. Well, that's all from me. Hopefully you'll enjoy and understand this video. Thank you.